Hello, everyone. Good afternoon to everybody who's in India, and good morning to everybody who's in Germany. I'm Ansha Singla, and thank you so much for joining the session, first of all. I hope everybody is able to hear me and see me. Yeah, so with any further delays, I would like to start. I'm Ansha Singla, and I'm 25 years old. So today I'm really honored to be the guest speaker at Language Pantheon, where I will be talking to you about the architecture and urban planning opportunities in Germany. Yeah. So we'll start the session with a basic introduction, and then I will move forward with how my journey was with German language and also how has been my journey in Germany so far. And I'll be really happy to answer all your questions. But we'll do that after I'm done with explaining everything. And then I'll go through all your questions and queries one by one from the YouTube live chat. Okay, so again, I'm Ansha and I'm 25 years old. I'm an architect by profession. Hello. So there was some technical glitch. Yeah. So I did my bachelor's in architecture from Chutkar University. Yeah. So during that time, I was really fascinated with the European architecture. Yeah. And I wanted to pursue my internship in Germany. I was very clear from the very first day. The reason behind that is because we used to study about different architecture styles in Europe. Yeah. We have Gothic architecture, we have Roman architecture, the modern architecture. So these theoretical knowledge which I gained, I really wanted to experience it firsthand in Germany. So that was my motivation behind doing my internship in Germany. Yeah. So during that time, during my bachelor's, I got a chance to start learning German language during my college time. So we used to have a small 45-minute sessions for A1 level. That was just a voluntary effort. We could do miss our lunch breaks and start learning German. So my mother was a constant motivation for me during this entire time. She used to motivate me to keep doing it further. Yeah. So during our last year in college, we had to apply for our internships. And I knew in order to get a good opportunity in Germany, I need to improve my skills. I need to have very good fluency in German language. Yeah. So that was the time, that was the turning point where I knew that I have to now put on some serious efforts to learn German. Yeah. So now I started attending regular classes. I did A1 level, and then I used to complete all my homeworks and, also put efforts to start, practice my speaking with different people. So I used to give at least 3 to 4 hours every day to German language. That was alongside my full-time bachelor's in architecture. And at that time, I was also doing my applications for my internship. Yeah. So when at the time of applications, I had already completed my B1 level. I went step by step because there's no shortcut. I completed my A1 level, give my exam for that, and then I completed my A2 level, and so on and so forth. So till B1 level, I was confident enough that at least I can talk with different people in which are the owners of different offices and firms and talk to them about my knowledge and about my motivation. Yeah. So I was very lucky enough that I got the internship at Hildun K. Architekten in Munich. So that's an architecture office because they were really impressed with my motivation to learn German. Yeah. And I was also very sure that now I have a gap of 6 months for my internship to start. I utilized that time to learn my German language further. Yeah. So I did my B2 level in German, which really helped me to communicate at that time. Yeah. And it helped me to gel up with the people. And I could really understand what are they talking about. I could be a part of the meetings. I could be a part of all the sessions which were happening there. I was also given chance to work with different project leaders. Yeah. So that is the difference because I had friends who were also in Germany for the internships, but they were not able to, communicate so much. So they had a disadvantage. And on the other hand, I had a plus point to, be a part of everything. So I could not just learn the skills from one project, but also from, I got different tasks. I could be a part of literally everything. So that was an enriching experience. Yeah. And it is also important to be consistent in this entire journey. Yeah. So when I wrote the exam, I was naturally very scared. Will it be cleared in the first go? But luckily, I was able to clear my exams in the first go. So during this time, securing the internship, writing all the exams, now I was in Germany. Yeah. And I was in Munich, which was my dream city. So during my internship, I had just like few hours after my office. Yeah. Everybody knows that you have a hectic schedule, being in the office from 9 to 5 or sometimes 6. I used to be back home by 6, but I was really motivated, seeing the working culture that not knowing German language will lead me nowhere in this rat race. Yeah. So I decided that I should start learning the language further. Yeah. So I thought, why not just start with a C1 level? Yeah, so I decided to join Language Pantheon at that particular time, where I enrolled myself into the C1 level. And Pranav sir was my teacher. He was really dedicated. He's still really dedicated. He used to always motivate us, and he told us that if you want to do this, you need to put a consistent effort, and there is no shortcut. Yeah. So I used to, put in efforts, do my exam preparation, complete the homework, and also speak to different native level speakers, yeah, to improve my accent. Because sometimes when we are learning a language in India, we tend to miss upon certain dialects, yeah. Being in Munich, you have get comfortable with the Bayerisch accent. So talking to people also really motivated me at that particular time. Yeah, so after doing the C1 level and seeing the working culture and being in touch with the European architecture, I was really interested to know how do these experts get their knowledge. Yeah, so I decided that now I want to pursue my master's in Germany. Yeah, so at that particular time, I was only eligible in one university in Germany, which was my dream university from the very first day. Yeah, that is RWTH Aachen. I hope you all know about this university. They have a very strong research background. Yeah, so I applied in two courses. One was Masters in Architecture, and the other was Masters in Urban Planning. Yeah. And luckily, I got admission in both of them. So I had an option to choose what do I want to study further. Yeah. So I decided to do my specialization in urban planning. Yeah. So my course is called as Masters in Transforming City Regions, where we study not only about urban planning, but interdisciplinary, like urban design, landscape, and sustainable design. So that was a very good exposure for me. And then I really wanted to, work alongside my master's. So after getting the admissions, doing the visa process, and completing the C1 level, I was in Germany again, but this time in a different city, which is Aachen, which is very near to Köln and is in the NRW region. Yeah. So after being there, I was at that first there were mixed feelings. How do I proceed further? Yeah, being in a new city, it takes time to adjust. Yeah, but I was really confident with this level of proficiency in German. I can try and experiment with my career further. Yeah. So I just did not want it to just study, but also work alongside. Yeah. To improve my resume, to gain experience, which is for which we have multiple opportunities in Germany. Yeah. You can do a Ausbildung, you can do an internship, you can do working student jobs, and you can do jobs in the university. So I wanted to take my first step to, learn something new. So I was at that time, just I landed in Germany, and after 1 week of settling down, I started doing my applications for my working student. Yeah. And I was very sure that I want to work in my profession. Yeah. So I started applying in architecture offices. So after doing my applications, within 1 week, I had about 4 to 5 offers in my hand. and I had a choice in which office do I want to work. Yeah. So I selected one architecture office in Aachen and I started working there. Yeah. So this was the time when I understood that to be in this profession of architecture and urban planning, there is no escape to German. So I thought, why not just, start and take the last step of German language, which is the C2 level. Yeah. So this was only because I knew that if I want to enhance my career, I want to get a good job and I want to, learn about the research culture, I need to do this. And then I again enrolled in myself into the C2 level with Language Pantheon. And this time also my teacher was Pranav sir. He was really happy and motivated me that yes, why not? If you think that this is something for you, you should just work hard for it. Yeah. So then I started doing my C2 level uh, alongside my master's, alongside my student job, working in an office. Believe me or not, it was not so easy. Yeah. Because you need to be really consistent. You work for 20 hours a week, you do a full time master's, and then you have to come home and study for 2 to 3 hours in a regular batch. And then you need to complete your homework, you need to prepare for your tests. Yeah. But this was my passion and my motivation. And, getting the exact guidance which I needed. And I forgot to mention about one thing. When I joined Language Pantheon, before that, I was a bit, not so confident about my grammar skills. Yeah. So as soon as I joined Language Pantheon, there's a special 15 days sessions by Anuj sir, where he teaches himself the basic grammar from A1 to C2 level. So he taught us the basics of each and every level. What all grammar do we need and how can we use that? He made us practice through different sessions. Yeah. That was the thing which really helped me. Yeah. So today I'm really confident about whatever I speak. I know it makes sense, and I'm able to communicate with people from different parts of Germany. May it be a German from Stuttgart or from Bayern, because everybody has a different accent. But if you have that basic knowledge, which Language Pantheon always provides, yeah, then you're good to go. So, talking about my German language journey, it is also important to tell you all how did my architecture journey went further. Yeah. So while working in office, I was also given a chance to go on, different project sites alone, to do the meetings alone with the clients and also with different project partners. Yeah, that was only because they saw the potential in me and the confidence in me that I can talk to people alone. I don't need somebody to always guide me. Yeah. They were always ready to teach me the skills which I needed, but being able to talk alone without anybody being by your side is something is which is really appreciated by the Germans. Yeah, because they think you are trying to gel into their tradition, into their culture, which really helped me, make new friends, make new connections, and also help me professionally. Yeah, I was able to, attend so many webinars, so many conferences. Yeah, so this is only when you have the motivation within you. Yeah, that you really want to do something, you really want to learn a new skill. Yeah. So after, working in offices, knowing the corporate culture, I was really interested to explore the research culture in Germany, for which my university, RWTH Aachen, is really known for. Yeah. So I started applying for different research assistant position, and I applied for a very interesting project at my university, which is about BIM. And we used to work something related to energy optimization and solar panels and how can we make efficient design. Yeah. So when I got a chance to work into this project, I was also given a chance to directly talk with the experts in the industry of solar panel designing, energy efficiency, and my supervisor really, gave me a chance to explore and to learn whatever I want to. So you get a hands-on experience if you have the skill of speaking German language, yeah? So not only this, during this time of my master's in the last semester, I also got a chance to work with BMW in Munich, where we did a research project together with our university about urban digital twins. Yeah. So this is a very new technology, and entire working schema of this project was in German. Yeah. So if you have that skill, you have all the opportunities open for you, not only in internships, not only for masters, not only for your student jobs like working student, or for your student assistant jobs like I worked on two different research projects. Yeah. So, and not to forget, yeah, during these research projects, you always have to organize different workshops or different sessions. So we did different workshops with different cities in Germany, such as Leipzig and Hanover. And also we did it internationally in Rotterdam. We did all these workshops online. We talked with the experts in these industries, yeah, and we got to know how can we improve this. But all the surveys and all the documentation is always done in German. Yeah. So that is a plus point which you have from your German language. Yeah. And this really motivated me to work further in urban planning, because there I get a chance to talk with the experts directly. I get a chance to talk with the citizens, and I get a chance to improve the image of a city and make a city which the people who are living there really want. Yeah. And that is only possible if you can communicate fearlessly without any doubt in yourself. So now that I've completed C2 level, I still feel you need to practice, you need to work. Yeah. Because just clearing the exams and getting good grades and yeah, getting a good job is one thing, but improving your skill sets and having that confidence always is really important. Yeah. So during this entire journey, I always made sure that I learned German every day, and I had faith in my hard work always, that whenever I get demotivated, that why do I have to learn these books? Why should I just go step by step? Can I just not do a shortcut, or can I just not, learn a bit, learn from internet or something? I just realized that following a process, being a part of classes, going step by step, completing a lesson, clearing the grammar, practicing, doing the worksheets, talking to your teachers, doing speaking practices, listening practices, is something which you have to follow. It is a must. But if you're looking for shortcuts, I think German is not the language for you, because it requires a dedicated effort from the day one till the day you are in Germany. It's a constant learning process. Yeah. So for me, the motivation was everything which I ever got, my internship, my master's admission, or my student jobs, was only because of the German language. I would not say that the skills are not important. They have a equal weightage, but your confidence in your language skills play a huge role in this. Yeah. So this was my journey, and I would just like to say one last thing, that it is really important to just not only know the language, but to understand the culture of that particular country which you are in, because Germany has a very rich cultural heritage, and that comes from the language which they have. Yeah. Because this language will not only build your career, it will build your resume, it will build your personality, it will really shape you as a person. Because learning a language is not just a must, but it induces a sense of creativity, a sense of happiness within you, and which gives you a confidence which is just unwavering. Yeah. And you feel so motivated that you uh, want to achieve each and every milestone. Yeah, so I was always exposed to a fully German speaking environment since the day I was in Germany. Yeah, so this is something which really makes a difference. I won't say making German friends will help you learn the language. It will really give you a motivation that in order to communicate with them, I need to learn it. But that motivation should come from within. Yeah, because this particular thing has shaped my entire future. Yeah, now I've completed my master's in August, and I also luckily secured my full-time job as an urban planner in Frankfurt. Yeah, so this entire journey might seem to you as a smooth journey, but there were so many ups and downs. Yeah, learning your German alongside your master's, working, doing your job applications. Yeah, so you need a lot of motivation. You need a sense of consistency. Yeah, you need to be really consistent in this entire process. So I used to do job applications. It's not that I always was accepted. I used to get rejections because there are certain skill sets which you need to have. So yeah, just being a fresh graduate and having the experience of full time having the experience of student jobs and internship may be a 80% chance to secure a job, but having a German language skills makes it 100. Yeah, so I gave so many different interviews, not only in some private offices or in firms and or small offices, but also in government urban planning authorities, where I got a chance to talk to different experts. I could understand what is their working culture, what is the project, and how do they proceed further. Yeah. So at this point of time, I'm really happy, thankful, and grateful to all the people who supported me in this entire process and always had faith in me. And yeah, so this is something which you all, as budding architects or urban planners or as a professional in Germany, we all need to know this. Yeah. So that was my entire journey. Now I would like to switch to your questions and I will answer them one by one. Yeah. So for everyone who has any questions, you can write to me in the chat. Yeah. And I will answer that one by one. It could be about your internships. Yeah. And it could be about your masters, or you could me ask about anything which you want to know about German language. Or if you want to know about how did I proceed further by learning the German language, or how did I clear my exams, I would be really happy to answer that. Yeah, so we'll wait for 2 minutes for people to write their questions, maybe. Yeah, so somebody just wrote that you can't learn German, but you can just acquire German. That's really, really, really true. Thank you so much. Yeah, it's truly not like mathematics or physics. It is truly a skill, and it is not which for which you need something special. It is something uh, for which you need motivation, for which you need interest and passion. Yeah. And anybody who wants to be in Germany can do this, or anybody who's in India can also do this. Sorry. Yeah. So we have a question from somebody which says, from which year you started learning German? Yeah. So I started learning German when I was in my second year of architecture. Yeah. At that particular time, I just did started with, basics of A1, and I used to, just take some classes, but I didn't have a vision to do my C2 level. Yeah. So that was the constant struggle or the process which I followed. But I would say 3 to 4 years is a time which you need to dedicate if you want to learn German at my pace. But in Language Pantheon, we also have some fast track batches I'm aware of, in which you can learn your language in 6, 7, or 8 months. But those are really intensive. Yeah. It really depends upon your deadline or guideline, or from which year you want to start your master's, or whatever your goal is. Yeah. I hope I answered your question. And the next question is, what will I do if I have 7 years of experience? Uh, if you mean to say that you have 7 years of experience in architecture, then I think yeah. So if you want to know about some job opportunities in Germany, they have a lot of them. Yeah. In this particular case, Germany has a pool of opportunities to offer. Yeah. For somebody who has 7 years of experience, And if you learn German language, you can achieve whatever you want. Yeah. You just need to start applying. You need to have a good resume. So your resume should be in tabular format and you follow all these structures. And then you can start applying in offices. But for that, it's a must that you must have a C1 level language proficiency. Yeah. And having 7 years of experience, I guess I'll give you a thumbs up. You should really try. And yeah, that's it. Somebody asked me about process of BARC. Okay, so if you're asking me about the process of BARC in Germany, then I would like to say that in Germany, you have a 3 years of BSc. They do not have a concept of bachelor's in architecture. They have bachelor's of sciences, yeah. So in this particular case for bachelor's of sciences, you need to do, if you're doing if you have done your class 12th from India, you need to do a student colleague. So I'm not sure because I've not done that myself, because it's a 2 years process. Yeah, you need to go in Germany and study some subjects which you did not do in India, and then you can go there and start your bachelor's in bachelor's of sciences in architecture. There's so many opportunities. There are so many universities. So I feel you can have a look at DADD.de. There you will get a entire database of the bachelor's options in Germany. Yeah. And then you can start applying. Yeah, because doing your bachelor's will also improve your base, I will say, of for your master's. It will prepare you further. And now I have a question from somebody who's in fourth year. So yeah, so you're in fourth year. I guess it's a perfect time to start learning German if you've not still not started. Yeah. And then you can apply for your internships in Germany. And yeah, then you can start, start now. I would say start early. Starting early is really important. Yeah. So when you start early, you are prepared. Have at least a 6 months of, gap. So in that particular case, you must, be prepared. Do your applications before. And because the universities have a deadline, for example, if you want to start your master's next year in October, you have your deadline in March. Yeah. So that's the particular thing. And for your internships, I will say apply 6 months in advance. Yeah. And we have a question from Sakshi. She says, I'm currently doing my master's from Germany, from Hochschule Anhalt, and I'm in A2 level of German with language Pantheon. I want to ask, how do I start applying for working student internship? Okay, so Sakshi, thank you so much for your question. And you're living near Berlin. That's actually the perfect environment for you, because Berlin is a city which has, which is a hub for international level projects. Because when I was in my internship, I was working in Munich, but we had another office in Berlin as well. So they have people who also understand a bit of English, but you need to learn your language further, because with A2 level you can understand the basic vocabulary, but you need to be at least at a C1 level German proficiency to be able to work in offices, because we know in our profession it is really important to communicate with the clients, to communicate with your bosses or to your colleagues. Yeah, you need to be confident to talk to them. Yeah, but I would also suggest you that you should start your application process, working student, and it could be really good to start with your internship, because during your internships, they treat you as a student. And then after that, you can learn the skills, and then you could maybe convert your internship into a working student. And also, yeah, so learning German in this entire process is a no escape zone, I will say. Yeah, and I wish you all the best. And we have a question from Manpreet. She says, my son is going to take his 12th exams near February. What should he do to learn German online and offline? And okay, so Manpreet, I think it will be really good to first of all understand in which particular profession is he interested. Yeah, I mean, in Germany you have multiple professions. They always need people. They've introduced something like a Chancenkarte, and they've introduced something like an Ausbildung where you can do a practical training. Yeah, so after completing your grade, before completing your grade 12th, you need to start researching from now. Do you want to take your bachelor's in Germany? And for that, you need to do that Studienkolleg, which I just told, which is like a bridging course in which do the extra subjects which you did not do in class 12th. And if you want to do your, sorry, if you want to do your German language online, then you could enroll to the A1 level course of Language Pantheon. And if you live in Delhi, it could be also an amazing opportunity to do it offline. Yeah. Yeah. So fields in demand, I will say medical, sciences, architecture, urban planning, everything. I mean, automotive. I cannot say something like that which is in demand, but you have job opportunities in each and every field, I will say. It really depends what he wants to do. Yeah. So now, we have a question from Sahil. He says, when you were searching for architecture related job, what percentage of jobs require German? And these job postings ask you specific level of German? So my answer for this will be 98% of job opportunities in architecture in Germany require German. Yeah. And the job posting clearly mentioned that if you want to work in that office, you must have at least a C1 or a native level language proficiency, which is usually C2 level. Yeah. So, moving on to the next question. What could be the potential path for a bachelor graduate from India? What if I don't have the means to do a master? Can I still see a future formally as an architect in Germany? Of course. And if you don't know, I mean, doing a master's from a public university, which is the TU9, if you know RWTH Aachen, Technical University of Munich, Leibniz Hanover University, and so on and so forth. You can search that universities online. They provide you a no tuition fee based master courses in which you have to pay a fees of just 300 something, 300 euros per semester. Yeah. Of course, you need to have money for your blocked account, for your sustenance. Yeah. But for that, you have multiple opportunities. You can take, some loans, some student loans. I'm not aware about those, but that could be a possible option. Yeah. But if you want to do a job directly after your bachelor's in Germany, that's also possible. Yeah. But in that particular case, the only disadvantage you'll have is you'll be paid less. Yeah. A bachelor graduate is always paid less than a master graduate. Yeah. There's a certain, I will say, there's a certain amount of difference in the money you're paid. And also, in terms of if you want to switch your job, yeah, having a master is always a good idea. But if you do not want to do it, after your bachelor's, also you can have a lot of job opportunities in Germany. You can start applying through different portals such as LinkedIn, Zing, Indeed, and for architecture, we have a special platform called as Baunetz. Yeah, and you can see your posting. There are 100 postings every day. You just need to be dedicated and start applying. Yeah. And now, I guess Germany is really inviting people to come there. Yeah. But I will not say do not go to Germany without learning German. It will be really difficult to survive, really difficult to get jobs. Yeah. So that was my suggestion. And there is question from Pooja. She says that she's doing bachelor's in computer science and I started learning HTML, Python, and improve how it will be beneficial for me. Okay. So if you're doing your bachelor's in computer sciences from India, I couldn't understand the question. And after that, you want to do your master's or maybe your job in Germany, then I think it will be really beneficial to learn German and also, improve your skill. Yeah, because improving your skills, on the other hand, is, I will say, a 50% weightage in your success story. Yeah, because I always used to do different courses online. I used to attend conferences, I used to attend talks. All these opportunities which I'm talking about, you get when you know German language. There are sessions, there are opportunities in English as well, but they are really limited, I will say. Yeah. So I hope I answered your question. And next, okay, we answered Sakshi's question. We have a question. Some people, consultants say that we by myself cannot apply for house building internships. Is it true? So here, I would just like to clarify. I have never ever taken help from any consultant or from any external, I would say, agency. I always applied my visa myself for my internship. I mean, I'm not sure about the process for Ausbildung, but for internship, it's a very basic process. You just need to apply to offices. They'll apply for your work permit, yeah, and then they'll give you a contract and so on and so forth. And then you can just apply directly to the VFS Global. Yeah, that's an intermediate authority between the embassy and us. I mean, the German consulate in India and us. So we have a prepared list of document which we need to have, and then you just collect all those documents and just give it to them. It's as easy as that. And for your masters too, it's just really basic. I will say you apply online, or if you are applying to some universities such as TU Munich or some universities such as Hochschule Anhalt, I think for that you need a VPD, and for that you need to do a process online. But that's also something really easy. You do not need external help. You can do it. It's really easy. Okay. And we have a question from Sahil. He says, is it possible to study a master's in urban and regional planning and get into the field after studying MSc geography from Germany or Austria? And here in India, this is possible at some places. Yes, of course. I mean, you can always switch, not entirely switch, I will say, if you've done a master's in urban and regional planning. So that is something the case with me. I did a interdisciplinary course, in which we had different courses from geography, geology, or something like that. Yeah. In that particular case, you can always work in the profession which you like. You can work in transportation, or in which you can work in, different fields. For Austria, I'm not aware about, but in Germany, yes, you have a lot of flexibility. But it is always recommended to work in the same field in which you have studied, because that really adds up if you want to take a permanent residentship in Germany, and also improves your resume and also your career opportunities further. Yeah. And somebody's asking about the process of MArch. Yeah. So the process of MArch is basically, I will say, you just need to apply to the courses. Yeah. And then you just have to wait for your, I will say, admission letter, and then you're good to go. But you need to do your own research. I mean, you have to know you want to do architecture, you want to do interior design, or you want to do something in urban planning, and then you go further. Okay, so we have another question. It seems like internships are only for work students, graduates from German universities. How can somebody from countries like India make? Oh, so I think you've just misunderstood something. Yeah, so I was a student in India. I studied my bachelor's in architecture from Chitkara University, Punjab in India. Yeah, so in that particular case, it was a 5-year course, and uh, I had to do a 6 months of professional internship. And for that, I applied from India in Germany, and I got that internship. You can always apply. I mean, giving it a try, but improving your skills, knowing the softwares which they need. Yeah. And, learning the language, which will always increase your points. Yeah. And being in India will not close any doors for you, but if you want to do your master's there, and then it comes into play that you can do a working student job or some student job. Yeah. And now we have another question from somebody. I've recently done my B1 from a university. Right now I'm working with the MNC in German process. I want to do Ausbildung in Germany. So what should I do? I would like to say I'm not sure about the process of Ausbildung in Germany. Yeah, but after doing B1, I guess it's really easy to get into an Ausbildung. And as far as I know, you get a very decent amount of money from 700 to 1000 euros per month if you want to do a Ausbildung in Germany. Yeah. So this could be maybe something for you. I mean, you need to do your own research in this particular case. And we have a question from Sanjay. In this course, is this course available in public universities for masters? Do you have any idea? Okay. So Sanjay, I'm really not sure about which course do you mean. I guess you had a question before. Okay, so I mean, if you're talking about some master's course, yeah, so you have different courses in different universities. And yeah, so in TU Munich, you have a different course about sustainable design. In BTU Cottbus, that's also university, you have a specialized course about historical architecture, something like that. In our university, in RWTH, we have courses about robotics and construction, about transforming city regions, about masters in architecture, urban planning, so on. And in TU Berlin, you have a special course about sustainability. Yeah, so you need to find out your own interest, and then you need to see what is something for you. Yeah. Okay, so moving on, Sakshi has another question. What kind of architecture portfolio German firms prefer? Like, how should we structure it, or should it be minimalistic, or what should I add? Okay, so I guess it is really your choice, but what has led me to success is something like I always try to make a landscape portfolio and not increasing your pages more than 20, and have a very, minimalistic, that's right, and having pastel colors in that, using light colors like peach, grays, and yeah, not using so dark colors, and setting a mood of that particular portfolio. Yeah. And yeah, putting projects from your bachelor's, I mean, maybe your thesis, or maybe some life project which you did during your internship, and adding a project from your master's, or adding some one project from maybe some competition project, or something like that, a combination of that. And then you could, combine it, and make it like a story, but not giving more than 2 to 3 pages to a project, and not exceeding 20 pages in total will be something for me. And when you're applying, make sure that you have a good cover letter. Cover letter is basically an email which you formulate to apply for jobs. Yeah. And then you have a CV, your resume, which should be in, a tabular format. I do not mean a table, basically. I followed personally a Europass format. You can make it online. Yeah. And then you just start applying. Yeah. Apply as much as you can. Yeah. In Berlin, you have multiple opportunities. Okay. And we have a question, what is the overall tuition fee of MArch in your university? So, as I told, that there is nothing called as MArch. In Germany, you have MSc, Masters in Sciences in Architecture. Yeah, in my university, for MSc Architecture, it's a public university, we have to pay 300 euros per semester, which is too less because it's a government university. Yeah. And what's the total expenditure? I would answer this like, the major expense which you have is the living expense. Yeah. But for that, they have something called as blocked amount. You have to deposit a sum of 11,000 euros. I'm not sure about the exact current amount. And then you get that sum in 12 parts. You get it year like monthly. Yeah. Get monthly 934 euros. That's good to go. That is something which you have to deposit before going to Germany. But on the other hand, if you're working there, you can easily earn more than around or more than 1,000 euros in a student jobs, and you do not need to use the money which you blocked. Yeah. So that's how you can save your expenditure. Okay. So the next question from Saba is, how can one familiarize with different phrases of construction, different phases of construction in Germany without having previous experience in Germany or India? Because experiences they ask for is always 5+ years. Yes, that's true. Yeah. So in this particular case, I would like to say, talking to different people, networking with them. You can also connect with me on LinkedIn. Yeah. And then I could also tell you about what knowledge do I have. And basically different phases of construction, you can know by the profile of different people in what phases they are working. LP1 is Leistungsphase 1, that is the LP1, in which you have the basic, conceptual phase, then LP2, 3, 4, 5, it goes on till 8. And these are the things which, you can learn not only by working there, but also by talking to people, yeah, and also seeing the projects from different offices. What are they doing, and what are the project scales, what is the project level, I will say. Yeah, so you're having 5 years of experience, I guess. Familiarizing yourself with different phases of construction will not be so difficult, yeah. And then you could also talk to different people, yeah. Networking always helps, yeah. And learning German language will really, give you a secure sense of security to have a good career. And you also asked a question about CV. Yeah. So having a CV in German is always good, because people in architecture offices sometimes they do not know, I will say, so they do not know, what do we say, English so good. So your first glance of your CV will really help you. Yeah. If it's in German. And Sakshi asked me, what is the scope of interior designing in Germany, and how much German level do we need in that? So, Sakshi, for interior designing, I will say, I've personally not, I won't say that there is no scope. There are specialized courses in Bauhaus. You have a course for lighting design, and I'm not sure about other interior designing course because that was not my interest, I would say. But I'm not sure if you have so many specialized interior designing firms, because in some big companies, like interior designing is not like a concept. That is something which architects also do there, yeah. And having, I will say C1 level of German is also important for that, because interior designers really need to communicate more, I will say. But there are always some positions in German offices for interior designers. I've not seen so many, but there still are. So Mansi says, congratulations. Thank you so much, Mansi. And okay. And then we have a question from Saba. I'm already in Germany with family, but don't feel that masters is feasible. Is Ausbildung the path, or it's okay? So if you're already in Germany, yeah, and you do not want to do your masters, then of course you could try. Like people in Germany are really open for internships. I've seen people doing multiple internships, like they've done 4 or 5 internships just to gain work experience and know different fields and to experiment with them. Yeah. So I think that would be a good option. And visiting the offices in person, I will say for internships, I have never visited an offices in person. That is something really not professional, I will say. Like, uh, it's just okay. Everything works on mail. Yeah. You just need to email them, and then you can just, wait for the reply, and then they schedule your interviews. I think everything works online. You just don't need to do some postal applications. Yeah. Okay. So somebody says, want to meet up in Germany. He wants to do a Ausbildung course, but need B1 for that. Do I got to learn up to B1 level? Okay. So if you want to do the B1 certification, it is of course a good idea to learn till B2 level. Yeah. That is the strategy which I followed. When I was writing my A2 exam, I had already completed the B1. I was already halfway through my B1 level, which really give me, a sense of confidence, yeah, because I already know the basic of B1. I can also use that vocabulary. That's a really good trick, I would say. Okay. Yes, a portfolio. For some universities, you really need to have a good portfolio, and everybody has a different format, I will say. So for my university, we had to submit a A3 landscape portfolio for 20 pages, which had to have urban planning projects. And similarly for architecture, you need to have a 20 page A3 portfolio landscape. Yeah, that's something which really depends upon the universities, I will say. For example, in TU Berlin, you just need to have 6 pages portfolio A3 size. Yeah, so that is something which you need to search for yourself. But you need a portfolio, that's true. You need a portfolio for your internship, for your masters, for your student jobs, for your full-time jobs, always. Yeah. So just working there and learning the language is also not enough. You need to work on your skills and your portfolio, because that is something which will represent you when you're physically not there. Yeah. How about civil engineering? Okay, so civil engineering, I will say, is uh, also really good profession, because the project which I did about solar panels and energy optimization and BIM was with a civil engineering department. Yeah, so they work about sustainability, life cycle assessment, and also you have different opportunities of project management. Yeah, there are different modules in master courses. Yeah, so it really depends. I mean, do you want to work in the industry or do you want to work in the research? As far as I know, civil engineering has a really good scope in Germany, because construction industry is really good in Europe. Yeah, I cannot say you'll get a secure job, but there are many opportunities if you have the desired skill sets. Yeah. And Saba asks me, is scholarship is easy? Okay, getting a scholarship is always competitive, because there are not so many, I will say, so many slots which they can give, or so many scholarships which they can give. They have a minimal amount. Yeah, so I also applied for a DARD scholarship. Yeah, as far as I know, it's really competitive. Yeah, but you need to apply 1 year in advance. You can check the all the requirements at daad.de, and it's not only the only scholarship. You have different scholarship opportunities, such as Deutsche Stipendium. That is something, if you get really good marks in your masters or in your bachelor's per semester, or I'm so sorry. So after that, you can secure a scholarship of 300 euros per month. Yeah. So there are different opportunities, I will say. Okay. The next question is, I've completed my bachelor's in agriculture sciences. How can I apply for internships? So now, your next step will be to search for your opportunities in agriculture sciences. Yeah. And then, start applying. Create a database for yourself. Create an Excel data sheet in which you have everything for that particular place which where you're targeting. When did you apply, so on and so forth, because I really believe structuring your approach is really important. Yeah. And we have next question, any age bias for people with experience plus age less than 40? I will say, in Germany, age is just a number. Yeah, because I know people who've been working in India in different professions. Yeah, and then they had to move to, I will say, move to Germany for their spouse or for their children. I mean, in that particular case, you still have opportunities. If you have the German language, you can work in different fields. Yeah, they always provide you a sense of flexibility in what particular profession or in what particular thing you want to work. Yeah, so that is something for you. I mean, I will say age is never a barrier in Germany, at least. People there have a very broad-minded approach to things, and I will say in the coming times you'll have more and more opportunities in every field, I will say. And yeah, that's it. And we have next question. What level do we have to learn to enroll in universities for MArch? I mean, as far as I am aware, for masters in architecture in Germany, having a C1 level is a must, because you need to either provide a C1 level Goethe certification, or you have to provide a test DAF, I mean, which is basically a C1 level. I mean, it's equal to the C1 level of Goethe. Okay, yes, I answered this question. Your CV should be in German. Okay, and the next question is, what are the monthly students' expenses for students on average? Okay, so for this, I will say it really depends upon the city you are in. For example, when I was in Munich, my monthly expense was a bit higher. But when I was in Aachen, the monthly expense was a bit low. That is because it really depends upon the things. I mean, and it also depends upon your lifestyle. Yeah, but on an average, 700 to 800 is the basic student expense which you'll have. But it also depends if you're living in a student housing or if you're living in private, in a vege, which is a shared apartment, or you're having a private apartment, because rent plays a major role. And for the people who are really wanting to do their masters, who are still thinking to apply, it will be really good to start applying for your student dormitories or your student hostels in advance. Yeah, because they have a waiting period of at least 2 to 3 semesters, I will say. Yeah, and staying in student hostels will really decrease your student expense. Yeah. Okay, scope of starting your own firm or a startup as compared to India. So I will not compare it with India, but I will say if you want to set up your own firm in Germany in architecture, mm, for that you need to basically complete your master's in architecture, and after that you need to have 3 years of experience in Germany in any German office, I mean, in any architectural office. After that, you'll be eligible to, register yourself in the architects register. Yeah, for example, we have Council of Architecture in India. So for that, after that, you can set up, but yeah, I'm not sure about the entire process. And for startup, I mean, startups have a really good scope, I will say, because as far as I know, in every city, we have a kind of, these research opportunities. So in my city where I was living in Aachen, we had a collective incubator. Yeah. So there you had different opportunities to tie up with companies to get funds and work on so on and so forth. So this is something really good. Yeah, but you really need to do your research and you really need to see what particular profession, when, how, and so on and so forth. Yeah. And next, and the last question I will say for this session is, during your initial language journey with LP, how many hours uh, sorry, I think I missed a question from somebody. Okay, so sorry, I'll answer the question, which is, what do you think about the scope of civil engineers and more about advanced computational and civil engineering structural studies for masters? Okay, so civil engineering is something which is, I told, just answered, advanced computational design. I mean, I personally worked in computational design institute of my university. I mean, that is something which in which you get a lot of flexibility. So sorry, you can combine, you can collaborate with not only people from urban design, urban planning, but also from civil engineering. It's really flexible. Yeah, this skill will really help you. And structural studies, I think we also have specialized offices for Tragwerk. That is something, the term for structure. Yeah, so this particular designing skill is also really good. I mean, doing a master's in this particular field will really help you. Yeah. Sandeep says, congratulations. Thank you so much. And somebody says, I am right now in my 4th year and I want to apply for MSc architecture in Germany just after 5th year. Okay. So in this particular case, you are in the same boat as I was. I mean, in 4th year, it will be really good if you could apply, if you do not want to take a gap, you really directly want to start your masters, then you need to start applying now. Yeah. You have opportunities to do your masters in maybe Stuttgart University or maybe Technical University of Munich, and then you could just start applying, and then yeah, you're good to go, because taking 1 year of gap is really safe, I will say. Yeah. And now we have a question from Saba. Since I have no previous experience because of moving to Germany right after my bachelor's, jobs like CAD draftsman and such aiding roles in architecture office, can I get better roles? I mean, to get better roles, you need to improve your skills. Yeah, you need to you can really do some short courses, maybe in sustainable design, maybe in energy optimization. You have these opportunities in uh, Technical Hochschule Köln. Like you can see there, you have so many courses, yeah, doing those, and or maybe you could do a DGNB certification for sustainability, and then you can work as a DGNB sustainability consultant. Yeah, there's always a chance, or work in real estate, maybe, but doing a short course will always help you. Yeah. Websites for applying job, if you're asking me, websites for applying job in architecture, I told you, I mean, LinkedIn, of course, and there's website called as Indeed, Zinc. They have, I mean, regular updates. And specialized workshop for website for architecture is Bownets. Yeah, I can also write in chat if you want. It's called as Bownets, and you can just follow their Instagram page. They update all the internship and job opportunities there, and you can just apply, and always apply as soon as the job application is opened. Yeah, you'll get certain advantage. Mm, okay, so somebody says introduce yourself in German. Okay. Uh, ja, also ich bin Anshia, ich bin 25 Jahre alt, ich bin eine Architektin von Beruf und ich habe Städtebau für meinen Master studiert. I hope that was a good introduction, and yeah, that's it. And we'll move on to the questions further. I'm really happy to see so much enthusiasm in your questions. Yeah. Okay. So we'll take a few more questions. During your initial language journey, with LP, how many hours you used to study other than classes per day? I will say we used to have 2.5 to 3 hours of classes, and other than that, I used to dedicate at least 2 hours per day for the revision and for the homework. And during the times when we had some more homework, I used to, try to wake up early and do it early in the morning, or maybe complete the things during the weekend. Yeah. So you need to find out time. At least 3 hours more than your classes is something really important at levels such as C1 and C2. Yeah. And we have a question. What are your thoughts on the advent of AI and what is its effect on architecture industry? I will say artificial intelligence is a boom. Yeah. In German, it is called as KI, Künstliche Intelligenz. Yeah, and this will really improve the architecture industry. Yeah, so when I was working on urban digital twins, I saw that so many cities in Germany, such as Heidelberg, they have developed their entire virtual reality based system in which they do citizen participation. They invite people from different parts of that particular city to participate in the planning process. Yeah. So we have a comment from Madhuri. Thank you so much for your blessings. Okay. And now we have the question from Raj. How to refine your German knowledge at C2 level? Did you finish your C2 in India before moving to Germany? And how did you prepare? So refining your knowledge till C2 level, as I told, it will require regular effort. Yeah, you need to do your classes, exams. Yeah, and I did not finish it before going. As I told, I did till my B2 level from here, and then C1 I did it online from Germany, and C2 level also I did it online, but I wrote my C2 level exam in Goethe Institute Bonn in Germany. So for this I used to do different exam preparation books, yeah, such as Myth Erfolg, Station, and we used to follow some textbooks, yeah. So you need to, do all this. You follow these books, talk to your teachers. I mean, for me, Pranav sir really helped me during my entire journey of C2, and he used to do extra speaking practices with us, yeah. So that is something which was very helpful. So now we have a question from Sakshi. Yeah, okay, perfect. You can, I'm really happy that I answered your questions. Yeah, and yes, sure, we can connect on LinkedIn. And Sayam says, thank you. Thank you so much for your wishes. I think we'll just take the last question because the session was planned for 1 hour and we're almost there. So the last question for the day is from Kushal Singh. Yeah, how and from where can we learn the civil engineering vocabulary for masters? And should we start it early from India, or will it be manageable when the course starts? To learn the vocabulary which is really specific to your profession, or really specific to your masters, I mean, for that, you need to take an extra step. So I used to, read blogs in German. I used to, study books in German. I mean, you just cannot sit down and think that you learn when you reach there. No, I mean, you should be always pre-prepared. Read some, good blogs from people from civil engineering. There are experts from RWTH Aachen who've written so many books for Master Plan Deutschland 2021 and Smart BIM. There are so many books. I mean, you could just check them online and check that vocabulary, and it will be really good if you could just start learning it now. Yeah, because that will give you an extra push when you'll be there to get a good job. Yeah, so I guess that's it, and we'll not take more questions. It was a really good session and I really enjoyed answering all your questions. Yeah. And I hope my journey was motivating for you, and it really, gave you a sense of security that if I can do this, then you can also do this. Yeah. And nothing is impossible. We just need to keep working hard, have faith in us, and have an optimistic approach to each and everything we do. Yeah, and everything will fall into place for everybody. And I wish you all the best for your journey further, and hope to see some of you in Germany. Yeah, and I'm really looking forward to some more sessions in this particular format, and wishing you all a lovely weekend and the rest of the day. Thank you so much, and bye bye.